It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Liane and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Liane and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive Podcast.
With me, legendary Liane.
And me, magnificent Melissa.
Where connection, gratitude, laughter and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu. And welcome to our midweek pick-me-up episode of Question of the Week. So, Melissa, last week's question was, how do you clean your ears? And we've had a bit of feedback, and the feedback is in. So,
tell me more.
What are the people saying? I think first things first. First things first. Everybody is using a cotton bud for cleaning their ears.
Yes, I would agree. That was the feedback that I have had as well.
I think that's clear.
Yeah. Although somebody did confuse me by calling it a quick tips.
Q-tip?
Q-tip.
That's
and it was
American.
quick. Yes, so it was Q-tips that he was like, and I was like, I don't know what that is. And so I did get on Google, and I was like, do you mean Q-tips? And he's like, yes, but it is just a brand of cotton bud, basically.
Oh, well,
yeah,
who
that was
knew?
Paul. That was Paul. Yeah, he'll appreciate a little shout out.
Will Paul.
I'll mention it and I'll let him know you got a shout out.
There we go, Paul. Q-tips. But I think generally everybody is cleaning their ears with a cotton bud. Very few other uses for it, other than clean. The universal secondary use for a cotton bud is to clean the mascara. For when you've smeared it around the top of your eye.
Oh, I think you actually found another use for a cotton bud last week.
No, I might have done it. I can't remember. So you're going to have to remind me.
It was because your makeup, your foundation.
Oh yes.
Is coming to the end, and you said you could use a cotton bud for that.
When you're on your last legs, you just get in there with a cotton bud and you scrape it out. Now, some people have like fancy little spatulas and things. Now, funnily enough, this morning, I haven't listened to our daily podcast yet. I've only listened to the first couple of minutes. Now, I use a rock eye balm under my eyes that stops your makeup creasing under your eyes. Now, it does last for ages, and then all of a sudden it just goes. And you talk through a sort of like a scoop or a spatula or something, or a brush or something. I just get in there with my nail and pick it out and smear it on my face. So you've got I was like, oh, she's fancy.
I'm using a brush because there's actually quite a bit still left underneath in there.
Another 3
but
months.
I don't want them underneath.
No, I use the top. So I scoop outward. I don't scoop inward. I scoop outward with the nail and then smear under the eye and rub in.
I feel like you're probably wasting quite a bit there.
No, I literally got the last. I got the last of it out. Yeah. I made sure. Oh, I'm frugal.
I am frugal. I shared with you a few weeks ago the fact that, and I saw this on, I can't remember, there used to be a program, I think, which was around about saving money or something. But basically, if I've got anything like a moisturiser or anything that's in a plastic container, I cut the lid off.
Yes, you've taught
because kid you not, if you are not doing this, do it. Because how much of your body lotion or your moisturiser that will still be in there. I had a tinted moisturiser a few weeks ago, and it was a NARS one, and I was like, I'm not wasting any of this bad boy.
Okay,
and I've got a good few more uses out of that. But if you're like, obviously, just cut it open, take the lid, and you then clean the lid out, and you put it on top of your back on
put it
top
back on a formal lid.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Tips that you didn't even know you were going to get during question of the week.
You needed these top tips. But the foundation, cotton bud, I use a glass jar. A foundation, leave it upside down, and then scoop out with the cotton bud. That is a third use. So it's got 3 uses as far as I'm aware. And obviously there is a 4th use of that singular person who does use the cotton bud to dry their flaps, which we're still unclear about. Nobody else has come forward on that.
They haven't.
Just to keep you updated on the information, nobody else has come forward on that. But I think the feedback that I've had, Danielle very much likes to do it with a wet ear. She doesn't like it dry. Similar to you, actually. Yeah. She doesn't enjoy the feeling of the cotton wool. The cotton wool in a dry ear. No, thank you.
No.
Now, Catherine came in and told us she wets the cotton bud, even though the ear might be wet from the show, but she wets it on one side. So she goes in wet and then she dries on the other side.
Oh, no, there's a new technique.
That's a new technique.
See, without the question of the week, we would not know these things, would we?
Exactly. So what are your people telling you?
Well, Siobhan was coming in and she is wet like me. She was enjoying it wet.
Siobhan's wet.
Yeah. Now she did actually share something. She said she does it on our hair washing day. So she's quite specific. She's doing it on a hair washing day because she likes it to be very wet. Because she said when she goes in the shower and she's not washed her hair, it's not wet enough. No.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you,
Yeah,
Siobhan.
it's
Yeah.
not getting enough of that. But she actually did say that she feels that her ears have been less waxy since she lost weight.
Oh, is that a
So,
thing? Is that a
I
thing?
was like, I'm here for it. We here for it. So yes, she has got less wax built up. Now Chris had come in. Now he is doing his every other day, and
Oh.
he is doing it dry. But he
Chris,
said
Chris has an ear cleaning regime every other day.
and he said there's nothing more satisfying. And I get this when you actually go in and you get that, and you get like a good clean from it.
Now I
Good
need
clean.
to question Chris about this, because I feel if you're doing it every other day, Chris,
Mm.
do you actually get
Get a
a really
build-up?
good? You won't get a build up, which means you're not getting the good clean, which
Good
means
question.
you're not getting the satisfaction of getting that waxy build up
Good
out, Chris.
clean. And we also did say that a doctor once told him that nothing bigger.
I'm wondering why you're clenching a fist.
I know.
Where are you going with this
But
fist?
nothing smaller than a fist. Is that right?
Hang on.
Nothing bigger or smaller. What way do I want this to be around?
I don't know what you're
Well,
going to say.
basically, because you shouldn't be putting anything in your ear. So this doctor had said that if it's smaller than, because basically you couldn't get a fist in. I've totally hashed this up, haven't I?
I feel this is a theme with questions of the week. So who's putting a fist in their ear?
Well, because when he said it, I'm like, well, why would you be putting a fist in your ear?
Either Chris hasn't fact checked or you've misunderstood the
basically,
story.
what the moral of the story was that we shouldn't be putting anything in our ears. And that we do know that.
We do know this information.
So I did actually fact check on the story that I did share last week about the person from work who his daughter had hit him while he had enabled him.
Right.
Now I've got the facts on that now.
Oh, thank God for that.
Basically, he was cleaning his ear and his little girl wanted him. So he kept it in his ear, just there while he went over to her, and she just slapped the side of his head and it actually perforated his eardrum.
Why would you leave it in your ear?
I know.
There's so many questions.
I know. It's one of these things that you think after yourself. Well, we've done that many times, that you might have said something, done something, and your brain goes, why did I do that? And I think that's what he will have been thinking in that moment.
Yes.
So,
what's the recovery time on a perforated ear?
No, I don't know that. I mean, come on, I didn't get all the facts.
Oh, why let the facts get in the way of a good tale?
But yes, so there we go. We've got a little bit of mixture on wet and dry. There's a bit of a mixture.
And obviously, we had our historical updates around Henry VIII last week, if you have listened. Turns out it wasn't Henry VIII. Now, in my defence, I did say I maybe wasn't clear on the facts around this. And turns out it was the Greeks. All of them.
Yeah, the Greeks, although I'm not sure how factually correct that still is.
Well, no, because we've had an update of Kylie Dixon.
We have.
What did she say?
She said it wasn't, it was in the back of their throat that they were sticking the feather to make themselves.
And it was to do with Tudor.
And it was the Tudor times. The Tudor times. What was that? What was Henry VIII? Was he not Tudor times?
I feel we're opening a can of worms.
We're probably opening a can of worms that neither of us are going to know the
We're
answer
not
to.
qualified to enter into this discussion.
Because history was not my strong point. No. But I imagine just the clothes he was. It just makes me think of it maybe Tudor time.
Well, do let us know. If you are a historical buff, why don't you write in and tell us any facts that you've got about Henry VIII, Tudor times, the Greeks, feathers, ears, throats, nausea, vomiting, eating more. Anything you want to tell us, just get involved and tell us about it.
We're open to it.
But yes, generally, I think that's not a well-known fact about the feather in the ear stroke throat.
No,
I don't think many people have had that. And we did Google it afterwards, didn't we? And it said it has been disproven, and there's no factual basis of this. But Liam stands by it. He stands by it, and because his brother is a professor of pharmacology, not of Greek ear nausea. I don't know. I'm not sure the link, but Liam believes everything John tells him. He was like, his brother is on a pedestal. He is the oracle. He believes him, and he stands by it. And even though I believe he is making up in his head his nausea-related ear cleaning, he still does it.
Yeah.
Have we got any other feedback before I take us on to this week's question of the week?
I'm ready for this week's
Are you
question
ready?
of the week. I'm ready for it.
Okay. Well, this one Fucking annoying. Is
That carrot cake.
I don't know what the hell it is. So, this week's question of the week is, what is your favourite type of potato, Melissa?
Oh, Liane. I mean, am I going in, or are you going to give me your opinions and thoughts yet?
Well,
Because I've got a lot.
it's a big one for me
It's a
because
big one for me.
because if you were to ask me what my favourite food is, my favourite food is potato, Melissa.
Nice.
I love potato. Now, you know, I'm a salty slut.
Yeah.
I am more of a savoury girl than a sweet girl. So I would always pick savoury food over sweet. But don't get me wrong, I will smash the odd sweet thing after I've had the salty.
Yeah.
But I am savoury. But potato for me is the elite of all of the elite foods. And there's
You've
not.
got class.
I have. We know I'm very classy.
Yeah.
There is not a bad potato to be had. Not one bad. I would even take just a regular potato, peeled and boiled before the mashed. I would even eat it, and that would be glorious. I would happily have that. Thank you.
I've got a question.
Go on.
So if you were having
No,
just a basic
no
boiled
butter.
potato, oh,
No,
Liane.
but I take you. I knew where you were.
Oh my
Was that right?
goodness.
Were you
Yes, that's
yeah.
where I was going, because you shared the other week, and I do listen. I do listen sometimes. You shared the other week that you don't like butter, so they're just plain boiled potatoes.
Delicious. Salt.
I was going to say, if you got any
Salt.
salt or pepper or anything.
Salt.
Salt, no, but you miss. Oh,
Salt.
See, what you do when you mash?
Milk.
No butter.
No, thank you.
Oh,
Now-
what are you doing for Liam? Does he get butter?
He gets what he's given.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's very satisfied. He is a satisfied man
I'm
on
sure
the
he is.
on the what's the word? On the consistency of his potato.
Yeah.
He very much enjoys all of my potato goods. He was never that much of a potato man, and I've brought the joy of potato in his life. He would never be that fussed about mashed, and I made some mashed potato because I don't know if I've told you about this, but my dad has the Lidl app. And I don't have the app. I don't really shop in Lidl very often. But on the Lidl app, you get free things. And one of the things that he gets quite frequently is a 7.5 kilo bag of potatoes.
That's a big bag of potatoes.
That is a big old bag of potatoes. And he always gives it to me. And I always say, do you not want to maybe share it? We can split it out. And he's like, no, I don't really eat potatoes. But then he'll have no potatoes, and then he will go and buy a separate bag, as I've got a 7.5 kilo bag of potatoes. So sometimes whenever I have a potato surplus, I sometimes do dish them out in the community. But sometimes when I have a surplus of potatoes, I'll do a big batch of mash, and I'll think, what can I make with mash? And I'll just, because it's a bit of a ball ache making mash. It's not that much of a ball ache, but it's a slight ball ache. So I'll make the mash, and I made a bit of a double portion the other week, and it was just in the pan. And then Liam went to wash up, and then I caught him. We've got a window between our sort of conservatory into the kitchen, and he was just stood there with the pan, eating it out the pan. I was like, he would never normally eat mash, and there he was shoveling in the mashed potatoes straight out of the pan. So I think I've converted him into the love of potatoes. But chips, I love chips. Once a year, we have home cooked chips in the deep fat fryer. My dad has a deep fat fryer, and it's in the garage. And once a year, on Boxing Day, we have I say turkey and chips. Yes, the family have the turkey chip. I have whatever kind of fake meat substitute I've had from Christmas Day, but the homemade chips. And there was one year, the faithful year, my mum had got an air fryer, and we were all excited for the chips. And I went into the kitchen, and I looked, and I thought, what's going on here? I can't smell the chips. And there was an air fryer going. I thought, this was back in the day of like the early days of the air fryer, where there was those round ones that rotated. I can't remember what they were called.
Yes,
The original air fryers. And in this air fryer were frozen chips.
Oh no.
It was horrific. It was diabolical.
Boxing Day, the one day of the year you think you're getting home cooked chips, and there's frozen ones in the air fryer.
And she tried to tell me, she said they taste just the same. Now, it wasn't a good day for any of us. I may have had
had any therapy?
Well, I think we all needed therapy, because I may have mildly overreacted. Just a teeny weeny little overreaction. Like I can't tell you how much I love a homemade chip, and we don't have a deep fat fryer because I would be smashing homemade. I'd be there with the deep fat fryer on day in, day out. I'd be having them for breakfast, lunch, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, dinner, and tea, man. I'm not. Who am I pretending to be? I'd be there smashing them all day, every day. I can't be trusted, so I've had to remove myself from having a deep fat fryer. It's not something I can be trusted with. So maybe one time a year that I have the homemade chips, and Sandra wheeled out a frozen chip. We were all disappointed, but I think everybody was like okay about it. Anyway, I made her cry. That was not ideal, and she threw them all in the bin and then started peeling potatoes, and then I felt really guilty. It wasn't my finest hour. I'll be honest.
It's okay. We all human. We all do these things sometimes.
But I wasn't. I wasn't okay about that.
Yeah, I can understand. That would be quite disappointing. I do remember actually. This was when I was younger, a child, and Good Friday is always a traditional fish and chip day for grown up for me. And our local fish shop, you used to go and stand and queue, and there was one Good Friday they put frozen chips on, and there was an uproar at the chip shop.
And they closing down, cold trading standards.
Yes, they were clearly being really lazy for whatever reason that was, and people were there was an uproar.
There'd be an uproar.
I mean, if in them days there'd been a Facebook in the community, I can't even imagine what would have been said in them days. Oh, wild behaviour.
Call the police, actually.
Wild.
Never mind trade stand, call the police.
Yeah.
Chip shop.
And especially when you've stood in a queue for about 2 hours.
Oh, my days. No. There'd be no coming back for that.
No.
I don't think there wouldn't have been a dry guy in the house once I'd gone through them. So yes, chips are elite. I love just a basic, like last night I had some Jersey Royals. Oh, can't beat a Jersey Royal. Love that. I love a little bit of mint sauce on there with the Jersey Royal. Love we'll talk through a roast potato. Oh, smash new potatoes, then you smash them in the air fryer with some garlic and rosemary. Delicious. All of the potatoes. Potatoes are wonderful. They're the best food group out there. I would eat them on their own. I don't think I can say I've got a favourite, but I'd love to know what your take on this is.
Well, I am a potato fan as well, and I can sit here and say I love all the potatoes as well.
Dauphinoise.
Oh, yes. Very calorific. But stunning. Yes.
Stunning.
But all of them. And you're talking there about your mum having the deep fat fryer. My nana always she was a traditional home cooked woman. So you went and you got corned beef pies, you got something called tatey ash, which obviously anybody who's not in the northeast, but it's like a corned beef and potato dish. She just loved, and she did homemade chips. She always did homemade chips. She also did them in beef dripping, so you wouldn't have been able to have any.
No.
So she loved anything that included a bit of lard or fat or anything like that. She was, But I remember growing up and we had a chip pan.
Oh, yes,
the old chip pan.
Caused a lot of fires.
Very, very dangerous.
They're not
dangerous.
endorsed by the fire brigade.
Yes, I don't think anybody's having them anymore. But I loved making a chip in there, and I like them really golden brown.
Yes,
Yes, if you got them just that nice colour. So I do miss it. You can't get that without them being in the probably not oil, can you?
You need them deep fried.
You do.
There is something about deep fried.
You do. I think if I had to go though, I would probably be a roasty girl. If I had to say, I love them all. I love, like you, I do love a boiled potato, but I do prefer I'm quite a bit of a potato snob.
Oh, say more.
So, like, if I'm buying potatoes and I know it's going to be for roasties, because Maris Pipers.
Well, you know what? People talk about a Maris Piper. Controversial view. I don't rate them.
Do you know?
I think
what are you using them for?
Well,
because they should only be for like a roasty.
I wouldn't thank you.
Like
I wouldn't thank you for them in a roast situation. I think they're too floury.
Right.
Now, the elite potatoes of all the potatoes, in my opinion, are an Asda extra special.
Oh, yeah.
The ones with the blue bag.
Yes.
They changed the name, but an Asda extra special. They're an all-rounder for me. They're quite a yellowy potato. Delicious, delightful, perfect. Elite chef's kiss, thank you. I just buy them and use them for all occasions. Apart from, well, now I'm in a bit of a cycle of these little ones, which are not as elite, but you know, beggars can't be choosers when you're getting a free 7.5 kilo bag of potatoes. And you're a potato lover.
Yeah. No, but I do think there's something about now. Marx's used to do one. They were called Chopin or something. I want to say it was CHOI. something like that.
We haven't fact checked.
I haven't fact checked that. My mum would be able to definitely tell me what that is, but they did one. They were buttery. They were very, very good potato. You paid a little bit more money for them, but they were good. They were good. But
you going in with the Mavis Piper then, are you?
I do
You
like
said you're a
Maris
potato
Piper.
snob. So
But what I mean is that I would prefer to buy when you know when you're in the supermarket and you've got your really cheap basic ones. They just taste of nothing. So I do prefer buying, if I'm going to buy potatoes, buying a slightly better potato.
I do, yes. I don't buy the chip, although these little ones that I'm on with, they're not the best, but like I say, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah,
but yes, if I'm purchasing my own, I do go for a
Yes.
higher calibre.
You're showing gratitude for that big bag of potatoes.
I am
and you're
showing
not letting them
gratitude.
waste. That is
No.
good for that. But can you remember the McCain's advert?
Daddy or chips?
Daddy or chips.
Chips, man.
Chips.
All day, every day, all day
Daddy
long.
or chips. I mean, frozen's not the same, like mine.
No.
There's even however they cooked, they're not the same. I'm not.
I'd still even take a frozen chip. I would. Like, it wouldn't
Yeah, it wouldn't be your preference. No, but it wouldn't be your preference. But I would not eat one. I would not eat one, but a real good homemade chip.
What's your thoughts on I'm going old school here, a bird's eye potato waffle or a smiley face? These are...
Yeah, they were never really my thing.
We ate a lot of them in the 80s.
Yeah, they were.
We always had bird's eye potato waffles. My brother used to microwave them because he couldn't put them in the microwave.
Microwave them.
Oh, pretty grim. But when we got them,
would have been grim.
We got a microwave in the 80s, quite early doors, and I remember, like, you can cook everything in there. Now, just because you can cook something in there doesn't mean you should. And I remember my brother would cook like sausages in there, and they were it did have a grill. Did it have a grill function? We never knew how to use it if we did. But he would just microwave a sausage and microwave a potato waffle. Very, very varied and healthy diet that we had in the 80s. But yeah, he would have like a microwaved sausage and microwaved bird's eye potato waffle, and that was what he was smashing in the 80s.
Yeah. But I think they're a bit dry.
Yeah,
they're just a bit dry. They're not something.
I haven't had one in a long time. Here you can do them in a toaster.
Oh, a hash brown.
I like a hash brown, don't get me wrong. I'll never turn one down, but it's not my favourite.
Yeah, no, it's not something that I would go out, but I don't mind one. I wouldn't mind, don't mind one.
I like breakfast. Is it breakfast hash? Breakfast potatoes in America. They like to lash with like maybe onions and pepper in a. I do like a bit of that. Like a bit of that.
Yeah, but I think for me, definitely a good roast potato. That would be my preference. I could eat them all. I like them. I'm like you. Boiled, new, Jersey, jack potato.
Jack potato. Jack potato is elite in the oven. In the oven. Or if you need to give it a little go in the microwave and then the air fryer. Jack potato.
Yeah. Oh, they are a very staple food. I mean, in the 80s, I know my mum said you always knew when my nan and granddad didn't like when they were waiting for payday, egg and chips. I mean, my nana would make the biggest bowl of chips. And then just eggs and some loads of bread and butter.
What's not to love? Fat in the butter. Keep your butter. Keep your butter, you dirty bastards. But what is not to love about that? See, potato. Do you know anyone who doesn't like potato? Now, my dad likes to claim that he doesn't like potato. Yet, for a man who doesn't like potato, he does eat a reasonable amount of potato. So he says he doesn't like chips. This is psychopathic behaviour, I would go as far as to say. He would go out for a pub meal. So there's a local pub near us where they do like lunchtime specials where you might get like a sandwich or a wrap with chips, and he orders it without the chips.
Oh, and then homemade.
Homemade, premium, deluxe, elite, top tier homemade pub chips. Can I have them without the chips? And I'm like, I'll have some salad.
Oh, I'd have the salad and the chips.
Oh, well, exactly.
I want them both.
I want them both.
And both.
Yeah. So we went out for his birthday actually at Christmas time. And he ordered, we went to like an Italian restaurant. I think he might have ordered some kind of surf and turf type thing. And he ordered that without the chips. And we were like, can we just get them and put them in the table? Can we have them in a bowl? And can we all eat them? Because we're like, we'll eat the chips. But I don't know where he got me from. Because but my mum loved a chip. Sandra did love herself a chip. And she used to actually have the chip pan on every day. She would eat like chip pan chips every day for her lunch.
Oh,
she did.
Living the dream.
She did. Yeah.
But I'm going to say roast. Roast is what I'm going
Roast
with.
is
It's
what
my
you've gone
favourite,
for.
but I'd have them all. I mean,
Mhm.
actually, my stepdad, Davey, who does a cracking Sunday lunch, which just notes me, he has not done one for a very long time, so I think I need a bit of word with him
Yeah,
about that.
get the Sunday lunch on.
He would do mash, new potatoes and roast potatoes. When he does a Sunday lunch, we could have all the potatoes
All
going.
potatoes. I have a minimum of 2.
There's a big bowl of new potatoes in the table with clashings of butter on. You would not want them. Homemade mint, and there'll be some roasties, and they could be mashed potato. There'll always be mash and roast, but there might also be some new. And I'm like,
Well,
I'm living the dream. And if that bowl is in the middle, that there's just extra being added onto there. Just as I'm sitting there, finish the dinner. Just keep it going with the potatoes. It's making me want potatoes.
I know. Well, I know some people who, if you get mash, you don't get roast. They need to go in the bin, don't they? Or if you get roast, you don't get mash. Now, I think you need mash and you need roast. I think a boiled would be unnecessary, but I wouldn't be upset about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset. Now, Liane Ramsey, one of Luanda, she sometimes turns me out with a Sunday dinner. She will sometimes pop round to see. So I go and see my dad on a Sunday evening, and she will sometimes pop round, and then she'll say, "Do you want a bit of dinner plating up?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do. Thank you."
Yeah.
And there was once I had some mash, I had some roast, and I had some. I think it was dauphinoise. I had a triple potato. I was very happy about it. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. FYI, Liane, just if you're listening, I know you do listen on a Monday. I haven't had a Sunday dinner in a while. Just maybe put that back on the radar.
Yeah. My stepdad won't be listening, so I don't know what's happening about
Well,
my
maybe
Sunday
just send
lunch.
him. We'll send him the clip. Some call to action. So yes, I think that concludes.
Yes.
And that concludes question of the week. So what we want to know is, what is your favourite type of potato? Do you love a potato? Are you one of those weirdos, quite frankly, that doesn't love a potato? But really, what is your favourite? I'm unable to commit to one type because I just want them all. I will give it some thought. I will give it some more thought, but I don't think I'm able to commit. If I just had to live off one type of potato for the rest of my life, I'm not sure I could. I don't think I could pick. They're all glorious, but we want to hear from you. What is your favourite type of potato?
Yes.
Do get in touch, comment on at the Rise and High podcast. Do get in touch on your podcast listening platform, whatever that might be. Comment and tell us what you're thinking, but engage and let us know. We want to hear all about it.
We do. And have a fabulous rest of the week, guys.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
It's the Rise and High podcast with Liane.